Hey, I'm back in the ugly green chair. The reason I'm here is because this is the place where your previous shepherd, and now myself, liked to go fishing. We'll get to that in a second. But fishing, for me, when I was a kid, there were four of us brothers, and the two younger of us would pile into the back of our oldest brother's ugly green truck. Connection, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, we'd pile into the back of it and we'd set off on the country roads, and they would drive like crazy, and they would sometimes say bad words. And then they would turn to us and they'd say, "Now, what are you going to do?" And we would say, "We won't tell mom." So, pause. Sorry, mom. Anyway, and then we go and we get to whatever pond or lake or whatever we would go fishing at, and we'd get out, and I would maybe have a pole and sit there for a few seconds. Then I'd get bored and start throwing rocks in the water, and they would, of course, yell at me for doing that because apparently that's not good for fishing. So, anyway, that's my experience with fishing. As you can tell, I don't have the longest attention span. But what I have loved about my life with Jesus is just like with Jesus' first disciples, Jesus has wanted to take me out into the depths fishing. Fishing takes patience. It takes a sense of expectation when sometimes we don't think that we're going to get anything. But fishing really is a great adventure. And that's what we're on, right? Is a great adventure. So this is the chair in the chapel in the rectory where Father Gifford would pray, and he would go into the depths with Jesus, and where I spend every morning in prayer. So when we first talk about prayer, one of the most important things to talk about is the why. The why. Because we're not going to do anything if we don't think that we should do it, if we don't have a good reason for doing it. So here is a story from the life of Jesus and the apostles that tells us the why. While the crowd was pressing in on Jesus and listening to the word of God, he was standing by the lake of Gennesaret. He saw two boats alongside the lake. The fishermen had disembarked and were washing their nets. Getting into one of the boats, the one belonging to Simon, he asked him to put out a short distance from the shore. Then he sat down and taught the crowds from the boat. After he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, "Put out into deep water and lower your nets for a catch." Simon said in reply, "Master, we have worked hard all night and have caught nothing, but at your command I will lower the nets." When they had done this, they caught a great number of fish, and their nets were tearing. They signaled to their partners in the other boat to come and help them. They came and filled both boats so that they were in danger of sinking. When Simon Peter saw this, he fell at his knees and said, "Depart from me, Lord, for I am a sinful man." For astonishment at the catch of fish had seized him and all those with him, and likewise James and John, the sons of Zebedee, who were partners of Simon. Jesus said to Simon, "Do not be afraid. From now on, you will be catching men." When they brought their boats to the shore, they left everything and they followed him. You see what happens in this gospel passage? Simon is there by the shore, kind of minding his own business. And he knows Jesus. He has been around him before, but he's not with the crowds listening to Jesus. So Jesus steps into his boat. He steps into his life. He steps into his affairs. And Jesus makes him an invitation, an invitation which he can refuse. And that invitation is to go into the deep. Simon has lots of reasons not to go. He has lots of reasons not to set out into the deep. He's been working hard all night. He's tired. He wants to clean up and go take a nap. And also, he's done this before, and there's nothing there. You and I have lots of reasons not to pray. We work really hard. We get tired. We get concerned with the things of our life, which are very important. And also, haven't we prayed before and not found anything? Well, Simon Peter has one good reason, which outweighs all of those other reasons. And that reason is a person. And if we think about it in our lives, the best reasons are always persons, relationships. Jesus says, set out into the deep. And Simon Peter doesn't say, all right, let's do this. I'm so excited. I know that you're going to do great things. He simply says, at your command, I will, even though I caught nothing before, even though my past experience didn't seem to turn anything up. Simon Peter is faithful. And we'll talk in the next video about what happens when we're faithful. What happens when we respond to Jesus' invitation to set out into the deep. But for now, what I invite you to do is take time. Take 15 minutes today or tomorrow or the next day and pray with Luke 5, 1 through 5. Luke 5, 1 through 5. Open up your scriptures and allow yourself to be in this story, the words and the images to wash over you, and then speak to Jesus from your heart. Because Jesus wants us to go fishing. He wants us to set out into the deep. Bye, guys. Thanks. Pray for me, and I'll pray for you.